Chapter 12. Good News.
I can't believe it. And what did you do then besides pissing our pants?
Gilbert and Francis were having a good time interrogating the couple with new Italian boyfriends. They were now having some drinks at a bar near the German's place.
Stop it, Gilbert. It wasn't funny, and the man said he had something to do with the mafia in case we tried to hurt his grandsons.
Antonio still shivered at the memory. Ludwig, who preferred Antonio to tell the whole story, talked for the first time in the night.
He also said he was good friends with our grandpa. He even mentioned you, Bruder.
Gilbert put down his beer.
Really? How was he? Perhaps he was confused. He's an old man after all.
He's not that old. He is in excellent shape for his age, and about his appearance I'd say he's a mixture of Romanito and looks and Philly's personality. Well, when he is not talking about murdering his boy suitors. Ludwig add, I don't think he's confused either. He told us about that little bird you had when you were little. He also made a quite accurate description of you, Bruder.
Gilbert blinked.
Oh, what did he say?
Ludwig and Antonio look at each other and answer at the same time.
The most annoying and stubborn brat he ever met.
The three men laughed at this while Gilbert hit the table in anger.
Now I remember that Doomkopf. There was a time when he wouldn't let Grandpa alone. I always thought they had something for each other. Even they were total opposites and were very close. Too much for my like, if I may add.
So it seems it's on your blood, who?
Said Francis and patted Ludwig's back. This one lightly blushing. Gilbert noticed and didn't lose the chance to tease his brother.
Oh Lord, it's been years since the last time I saw you blushing like that.
Antonio worsened it.
Oh really? Because last night he was doing it a lot.
Ho ho ho, I so shy, Ludi. Ludwig felt utterly embarrassed. He was used to being teased by this three, but they hadn't made him feel so uncomfortable since they were kids.
Enough, let's let Ludwig alone, guys.
Antonio was the one who always showed more sympathy towards the younger German. Francis decided to give him a break as well.
Fine then, now Gilbert, tell us what was the most important thing you wanted to tell us.
Oh, right, sorry. It's just that my news were totally eclipsed by the conquerors of these two.
Ludwig gave his brother a glare as a warning in case he wanted to touch on the topic again.
Don't look at me like that, Lud. What I'm going to tell you would make you happy.
Francis wasn't really patient.
To the point, Gilbo.
Okay. Well, last night after the soccer match, I had to return to school because I forgot some stuff. I walked towards the teacher's room, but as I walked, I heard some noises. At first, I couldn't identify the sounds, but as I got closer to a door, I couldn't really see, it was dark. I heard it clear. Those were moans. I thought perhaps it was some kids that were having fun, and as a teacher, it was my duty to reprehend them.
You wanted to watch, mon cher.
The Frenchman cut him. Oh, burn! Gilbert simply nodded, and Ludwig and Antonio gave them a disgust look. A disgust look, eh? Wait, this is going to be Heracles and Kiku, isn't it? I'm gonna guess here.
Anyway, I decided to surprise them. It would be more funny, so I opened the door carefully. I could hear them more clearly now, but I still couldn't see them. Then I realized I was at the principal's office. Oh, Jesus! These kids had guts. I stood still for a few more moments, enjoying the scene, and God, were they enjoying it as well.
You're sick, Bruder.
Ludwig couldn't believe Gilbert's behavior. Yeah, that's kind of pervy.
Calm down, Ludwig. It's like the porn you watch just live.
Ludwig facepalmed but let it go. He didn't want to give Gilbert more opportunities to make fun of him.
Where was I? Oh, right. Then I turned on the light and I couldn't believe it.
What did you saw? Antonio and Francis were on the corner of their chairs.
Over the desk, there was our uptight principal turned into a damsel in distress. And I knew it! I called it!
Oh, England, you slut.
and the stupid physics teacher on top of him. They were speechless. I was speechless. I turned on my heels without a word, but they jumped from their places and stopped me.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. I cannot believe it. I knew that so-called gentleman was a pervert inside. Francis and Arthur met when they were just kids. They hadn't seen each other since college, but when Gilbert and Antonio started working on Hetalia High School, really, that's the name of your school? They contacted again just to argue over nothing, as they always did. I wish I could have seen these face. Antonio was a friendly guy and had trouble with nobody, but for a strange reason, he and Arthur never really liked each other. It was the only person who can make him mad, and also the only person he liked pissing off. They just tolerated each other for sanity. Wait, Francis works at the school? What does he teach? Does he teach French? Or does he teach sexual education? Ho ho ho! Ludovic wasn't laughing. He was quite impressed, but asked his brother with concern. And then what happened?
Well, it has to do with the good news.
You got a promotion! Gilbert searched for something in his jacket and took out a flyer. He threw it on the table for the other men to see. Antonio picked at it. A beach house, what with it? Gilbert gave them a grin.
Well, as you may have inquired already, if people knew about the incident I witnessed last night, there would be plenty of trouble.
Oh, they gave you a beach house and now there's going to be a beach episode where everyone's gonna be scantily clad. Yeet.
I mean, after all, the Academy is known for being an elite institution. I don't think our dear director wanted this to change, so he made me promise not to say anything about it, and in exchange he let me use his beach house for a few days.
And you accepted it? Ludwig asked as he raised an eyebrow.
Why the hell not, Lud? I was in need of some vacations anyway, and he said you and Antonio could take some few days off as well.
I refuse to go. The young German didn't feel it was right to blackmail his boss, but his brother was clearly enjoying it.
Don't be so serious, Lud. The man practically pleaded me to take the offer.
And what about Alfred? Ludwig said.
He was just as ashamed of his partner when I caught him, but recovered just as fast and started calling the guy Art. He even thought I was there. He was actually the one that made the proposal. He mentioned his little brother would be our host in our times there.
Oh, is Canada gonna be there? Okay, I'm getting Prucan vibes. I still don't think it's a good idea. Or what do you think? Ludwig turned to look for some support in the other men, but they were checking the flyer enthusiastically. Wait, why would their beach house have a flyer? Amazing, this place looks like a mansion. Antonio pointed at the images. Please don't bring Hetalia into this. Yes, there'll surely be plenty of beautiful ladies looking for some company. Francis was already doing his planning. I can't believe it. Ludwig smacked his forehead in frustration.
Oh, come on, Lud. You can also invite Feli and Antonio can bring Romano and you guys can have an awesome time.
That would be perfect. I hope Romanito wants to join us. Well, I think that if you convince Feliciano, he'll come right away. So what do you say, Ludwig? Ludwig was still processing and Gilbert interrupted.
He doesn't need to convince Feli. He just has to open his mouth and the boy will be wearing his swimsuit.
Oh, shut up. I'm leaving now. What is wrong, mon ami? You don't usually get mad so easily. Ludwig gathered his things. I'm not mad, I'm fine to go on the trip. I just have to go now. But why, Lud? We're having a great time now, Antonio tried to persuade him. It's not like that, I just have something I need to do. He's meeting up with Bailey, isn't he? Gilbert took a sip of beer as he murmured,
Don't forget to ask him about the trip, Lud. I must confirm how many people is going before Friday.
Ludwig blushed again, but ran away from the trio as they started laughing. Ciao, Ludwig, you came! The boy jumped and hugged Ludwig from joy, but pushed back in an instant. He was used to do this kind of thing with the people who he loved, but Ludwig was different and he didn't want to make him uncomfortable. I'm glad you had the time, he said with a sheepish smile. The grammar in this is so much worse than before. Ludwig was still recovering from the surprise bus. As he was getting used to the little Italian displays of affection, he found he liked them more than he would like to admit.
I always have time for you. That came out to natural, causing a bigger smile on the Italian and stutter on the German. What is stutter? I mean, I had some free time, so it was no problem, and Feliciano treasured this moments in which Ludwig forgot about his self-control. Until he recovered, Ludwig continued the talk. So, what did you want to show me? Oh, you're right. Come inside, Ludwig. The Italian grabbed the taller man by the hand and led him through the house. Ludwig was by now more familiarized with the residence, but Feli took him upstairs, this time exactly to his room. Once there, Ludwig noticed the boy was kind of disorganized, but still the good taste in the decoration remained. It was a large room. Feli had his own bedroom and dresser, but what caught his attention was the balcony. Seemed it was only planned to be a greenhouse, but there were no plants in there. Damn, the Vargases are really rich. Come, Ludwig. Feliciano entered to the room Ludwig was inspecting a minute ago, so he followed, and as he entered, he realized that the place had been turned into a study. While Feli searched for something, Ludwig looked around, admiring the paintings that covered the place. The utensils were impeccably arranged, and there were some pictures of Feli with his grandpa and Romano. That was one sentence. This room represented Feliciano entirely, warm, happy, and beautiful. Ludwig? The blonde came out of his thoughts. I'm sorry, what did you say? Well, you gave me this the other day, and it meant the world to me. Feli showed the cross necklace he was wearing. And I want to do the same for you, so here it is for you. He handed the German a canvas wrapped in the fabric. Oh, he painted something! Oh, that's cute! I hope you like it. It's something really special for me, he said with a trembling voice. Ludwig took the present with a smile and proceeded to unfold it. He put aside the fabric so he could fully observe the painting. It was a landscape, Venice. It was beautifully painted, a work of art indeed. The older man stood there, admiring without saying a word. This was making Feliciano anxious. Lord, did you? It's amazing, the German said suddenly. You never cease to impress me. The words felt so sincere, made Feli blushed in a deep red. You think so? Because, I wanted to give it to you so you can remember when you see it. The blonde smiled at the thought that he could hardly take the younger man out of his head most of the time. Thanks you, Feli. It's an incredible gift. You know, Ludwig, I love my hometown. Well, not as much as I love you. They were standing before each other. Ludwig inclined a little to be at the same height of the Italian. Feli just closed his eyes and stepped closer. Their faces almost met when the third person entered the study. Evening, Ludwig. Feli didn't mention you are coming. Arsenia stood resting on the frame of the door. Cock-blocked. Ludwig felt his legs trembling, but managed to control himself as he approached the elder man and greeted him properly. Feli hid a smile. He knew Arsenius wasn't the jealous parent type, and how he enjoyed using his scary side to make other people miserable. As long as he didn't hurt Ludwig, Feli would allow the teasing. He was having his part of fun in this after all. However, he felt some pity for Antonio. The poor guy just had to stand a moody father-in-law in addition to a moody boyfriend. Ludwig tried to explain himself in vain, but Arsenius was doing his best at suppressing the laughter. How much this blonde boy reminded him of Gerhard. How much he wished he could have teased the old German like this. Well, without fearing a painful revenge. Enough, boy. Do you want to stay for dinner? Ludwig felt tense again. He loved being with Feli, but 2 nights with this man demanded too much of his strength. But when he was about to incline the invitation, his Achilles heel grabbed his arm. See, Lud, I'll make whatever you want for dinner. A fade of pink covered the face of Ludwig, and both brunettes thought for themselves. Adorable. Well, I guess I could stay a little longer. Anyway, I wanted to ask your grandpa something. Who? Confusion showed in the face of the Italians. Well, my brother organized a trip to the beach, and I wanted to know if you... Arsenius hit Ludwig on the back. Sure, son, we'll be glad to. Ludwig opened his eyes wide. No, I meant... Don't worry, Lud, we were in need of a vacation anyways. Where had he heard that before? Or were you planning on just taking Feli with you? Ludwig was about to answer. Because if that's the case, there's no freaking way I'd let him go with you. The poor German was trapped. He knew Antonio wouldn't mind, but Gilbert and Francis would surely kill him. He sighed. I'm so happy you could join us. Now, if you'll just excuse me, I just remembered I had something to do. We'll talk about this in details in another occasion. Arsenia stopped him with an arm. What, weren't you staying for dinner? Sorry, sir, it is really important. Thanks for the invitation. See you, Feli. Ludwig rushed out of the house. The Italians stood on their places until they heard the front door closing. Grandpa! Feliciano crossed his arms over his chest. What is it, Feli? Arsenius gave his grandson a smile. Why did you do that? You could have let me go without any problem, but you told me you trusted Ludwig. Oh, I do trust him, Feli. Actually, I think he's perfect for you. Then, I do need a vacation. And don't worry, I'm sure they want me to go anyway. Feli raised an eyebrow in suspicion. Why are you so sure? Soon you'll know about it. Now let's have a dinner, I'm starving. End of chapter 12. Well, I'm supposed to stop here because I said I would only do 12 chapters of the story that got second place. But I'm kind of getting into this story, and I know a lot of you are too. So let me know in the comments if you want me to continue. Until then, keep on studying.